What's up everybody, it's Leo with LSL Fitness, and I wanted to continue my weekly vlog with you guys and kind of let you guys know how I'm going to go about with my goals now. Last week we touched about how to set SMART goals, being specific, making sure we're measurable, making sure they're attainable, realistic, and putting a timetable on it. This week we're going to give you the secrets to achieving your fitness goals. How do we go about that? Well, I'm going to give you my example, what I'm going to do, and I want you to take those examples and use them with your program. Moving forward, I talked about how I want to drop my body fat from 10.8 to 8.5% body fat. How am I going to go about that? Well, first and foremost, I have to establish what is my current body weight. My current body weight is 200 pounds. That means I have about 21 pounds of body fat on me and 178 pounds of lean mass. Now that means if I want to get down to 8.5% body fat, that my weight has to be around 195 pounds. Because I'm not trying to gain any size or anything like that. The goal is just to drop down in body fat and lean out. That's why we're not too concerned with trying to increase the weight while dropping body fat. Right now, solely it's just dropping body fat. Along with dropping my body fat, my other goal is to increase my HRV and increase 6 inches to my standing broad jump. Some of you might ask, what is an HRV? What does that even stand for? It stands for heart rate variability, and it's a great indicator as to what your level of endurance is as an athlete. Currently I'm sitting at an HRV score of 90, and I'd like to get it up to 93 within this time period of 6 weeks. Along with my broad jump, I want to add an additional 6 inches to my current broad jump. I've set my goals. I know what I'm trying to achieve. What am I going to do to attain those goals? Now with LSL Fitness and with all our clients, and I recommend that you do this with all your fitness goals, is you set up what's called a macro and micro cycles. Macro standing for the greater period of time, and micro signifying the smaller lengths of time within that macro. So I have a 6-week time period. That is my macro cycle. My micro cycles will be 2-week increments within that 6-week period. During these 6 weeks, in those micro cycles, every 2 weeks I will have different types of training progressively leading up to the end period of my 6 weeks. Now it is done like that to get the most out of my body and push my intensities as much as I can at the very end. Now to give you guys a quick summary as to what I'm going to be doing over these micro cycles, I'll quickly break down what I'm going to do every 2 weeks. For the first 2 weeks, I'll be working more on hypertrophy and doing a 3-day split. Continuing on compound lifts, so multi-joint lifts, not just the accessory work. The accessory work I'll be fitting in between days along with those regular lifts. But on top of that, I will be working on the days that I'm not doing compound lifts. I will be doing aerobic work. I will be doing anaerobic work, working towards increasing my HRV along with developing my leaping ability and shooting for those extra 6 inches. For my second microcycle, we'll continue with limited rest, but more towards a strength-based type of training, only to continue that hypertrophy style of training, but give more of an emphasis towards strength and increasing the intensity of the weight while maintaining some of the volume, maybe decreasing a little bit here and there, but we're trying to just up the ante a little bit, just create greater stress on the body. Now, because along with the weights increases the volume and intensity, now we start to pick up the anaerobic activities. So we'll do more explosive repeats, high intensity interval training. So what you're familiar with HIIT training, more tempo intervals and threshold training, which will be done throughout the week as well. And we're doing this in a high-low segment, so that way it gives my body enough time to recover and push on those high days and recover on those low days. So on those low days, I'll be doing more lower intensity, more accessory work, more cardiac output, so that way we work on developing the oxidative system. At the same time, we're allowing it to be more efficient and recover better. So for my final microcycle of the 6-week macro cycle, I will be moving towards a more power emphasis training in the sense of even more higher intensity in weights, lesser in the volume, so that way it allows me to push more weight faster. And we do it this way again because it's continues in that athletic aspect and shooting for greater leaping ability. So along with the body fat, I have these goals of being a little more athletic, so we train in that style. If my goal was just bodybuilding or just that aspect, then it would stay consistent throughout the whole time. But because my goal is, I have other goals that are pushing me to be more athletic and pushing me to be get me more explosive, that's why this type of training has me increasing in volume, increasing in intensity and weight, and dropping in certain volume in other areas. Now, to complement my power training, I will increase my intensity with my anaerobic and aerobic training. So there'll be more tempo intervals, more threshold training, more high concentric training, leading towards that more explosive repeats, because we're shooting for a greater HRV and greater power. So again, that's why the training increases in intensity, lowers in volume, but we're being consistent throughout. Now comes the good part that you guys really want to know. Like, okay, he's going to do all this training, and it's probably as important, if not more important than anything else. It's my food. How am I going to go about my food? So given that I'm going to be working out 6 days a week with 1 day of rest for foam rolling, stretching, and kind of regeneration day, throughout the week, the entire week, again, taking into consideration that I'm active those 6 days a week, I will be consuming around 2850 calories, so 2,850 calories per day, meaning that I'll have about 40% of that, which is carbs, 35% of that, which is protein, and 25% of that, which is fat. Now, that equates to about 285 grams of carbs, 250 grams of protein, and about 80 grams of fat. That's tailored for me in my body type and my level of activity. It varies with everybody else, but that's what's going to allow me to continue with the training, being as it is intensity wise, and drop body fat while increasing my HRV and continue to be explosive. Now, we can't expect to gain a lot of muscle mass with that low level of calories, so that's why the type of training that we're doing right now is meant just to cut body fat. After the first microcycle, if it's continued and we're doing well, then we'll keep the calories where they're at. If I feel that my body's not doing well or I'm not adapting correctly, I can't hang throughout the workouts throughout the entire week, then I might need to increase my calories. But if I see that I have enough energy, I can go throughout, then I'm doing consistently, and I drop the weight that I need to, because remember, I'm trying to drop at least 5 pounds from where I'm currently at to get to 8.5% body fat. So after 2 weeks, if I've dropped 2 pounds or 1.5 pounds, then that's perfect. I don't need to change my calories. But if I find that it's difficult for me and I haven't really lost anything, then we'll have to go back and address that, either by reducing my calories or adjusting my percentage of protein, carbs, and fat that I currently have. Continuing off of that, I will be logging my workouts and showing you guys throughout the week what my workouts consist of. Not in full detail, but at least showing you guys what I'm doing throughout, and logging my food, like I said last week, so you guys can see that I'm on point with my food. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, please like the video and subscribe. Catch you guys next time.